We are now joined by Dr. Moses Paul, an environmentalist, activist, and the African Democratic Congress ADC candidate for the AMAC chairmanship in the February 2026 election. Doctor, we are happy to have you in our studio.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yesterday, I don't know, coincidence or whatever, something popped up on my phone and it said, I am also Mr. Project. Did you say that anywhere?
I had an interview with an American station, and
you mean American station to discuss election in FCT or environment issues?
The polls
in the FCT.
That's how, you see, Nigerians are all over the world, and they're becoming increasingly conscious about what is happening in their country, and they want to participate. So I was asked a blank question that the minister has a candidate. And I said, I'm not aware, but if the minister should have a candidate, since he's Christian to be Mr. Project, and I am fixing schools and hospitals right here in AMAC.
I mean, you want to fix or you are fixing?
I'm fixing.
I don't understand.
In the next 2 weeks, I'm making benches for children, for pupils in Lugbe. There's an LEA school in Kapua. When I went there, pupils were sitting on the floor. If you go to Tungan Nasara, on that GUI ward by the airport, the only twin toilets that is there for both the pupils and the teachers, I built it. If you go to Tungan Madaki, 2 years ago, I fixed the primary healthcare center in that place, because when I went there and I realized that even in the maternity ward, that there was no toilet, it was embarrassing. Just one nurse taking care of over 100 pregnant women. It's really sad. This is, you see, for me, it's about service. And I've been here for about 40 years. I went to primary school here.
In the FCT?
In the FCT, head boy, primary school, secondary school. And I owned a PhD here. So when we have interactions in Harvard and in Oxford, I'm quick to remind them that all my schooling was done back at home, because good can come out of here. So it's not acceptable that in the most important local council in Nigeria, where the president lives, where the ministers are, where all the diaspora embassies are, this is the most symbolic administrative headquarters in Africa, not just in Nigeria, the decision-making port of our lives, of the biggest black nation on the face of the earth, is right here in AMAC. And then you have children sitting on the floor.
I want to understand this, because we hosted Lovett here. I'm sure you watched us from the waiting room. And of course, different political party, different positions. She's aspiring for councillorship, as she has her reasons. Here you are looking for the chairmanship of AMAC, but you are trying to portray a different picture. Is it politics, or this is what you've meant? Because out there, if you say AMAC, just as she said, well developed, and then you are calling some hamlets, or is it words, or where are these places that you are saying
this is why
no hospitals, no schools, and
this is why, for me, this is life, because this is beyond politics. I gave you specific name of a school that I fixed right here in AMAC 2 years ago. I did not have no intention of even running for office. In the last 7-10 years, I'm putting pupils and children in school right here in AMAC. This is what I'm known for. That's why I protest when salaries are not paid, when children are out of school. I come out, I protest when rigging is done for elections, because I have no any other home, even though I've had the opportunity to have traveled around the world. This has nothing to do with politics. I've lived in practically every modern city comparable to AMAC. AMAC is like London. AMAC is like DC. AMAC is like Paris. And this is why it's important to raise the value and the understanding of our people. The FCT has 6 councils. You have Gwagwalada, you have Kuje, you have Kwali, you have Baji, you have Buhari. But AMAC is sitting right at the center. That's why I gave you the characteristics of AMAC. This is where everything is happening. This is where the president lives. But AMAC has 12 wards. You have Gui, you have Kabusa, you have Gwarimpa, you have Jiwa, you have Gwagwa, you have Wuse, you have Garki, you have Nyanya, you have Karo, you have Orozo, you have Karishi, you have City Center. The lady that left here is City Center. City Center is where the president, that's the Aso Villa, that's the clean city. But I can tell you, even in City Center, if your car breaks down in City Center at this particular point in time, you know what's going to be happening? happen to you?
What is it?
You're going to be harassed. You're probably going to be killed.
By touts.
By touts, by criminals. This is how dangerous, because who is attending to the security issues? Right here, young girls are left dead on the road. Who is attending to them? This is the point we're making. Right here in Amak, I do business in the last 15 years. You can practically, there are multiple taxations, over 10 to 20 departments harassing you. I'm reading now data of things that are happening in Amak. But let me not run away from the issues talking about. City Center, Wuse, Garki, that's not Amak. People don't know Gui extend from the University of Abuja across the airport coming down. There are numerous villages across those places. Go to Karshi, go to Orozo, go to, go to Jiwa. Roads that cannot be, that are impassable. Even the goods by the farmers cannot be connected to the people. As we speak.
Okay, now where is the problem? Because we know.
The problem is the fact that Amak is being led by visionless people, people who do not even understand the narrative of our conversation. I sit, today I spoke with the British envoy, and I told him tomorrow we're going to sit and talk, because Amak has a unique opportunity. There are over 100 embassies, and all of these embassies have cultural funds, education funds, health funds. You know what that means? Nigeria is signatory to a lot of conventions and policies. One, universal basic education. What that means is that from age 1 to 9, children should go to school for free. Understanding policy would allow me to be able to unplug funds from all the places where there are funds all over the world. That's why in the last 2 years, I traveled to America to bring in equipments of education and health for some of our senators for distribution, for uplifting.
Why, how did we arrive here? Because Amak has been here for decades, right?
You know, when people have lived in darkness for so long, light seems impossible. I come with a heart of service, with a mission anchored on progress. We can't run the most important local council like we've always run. Something has to give at a certain point in time. You know, this is a place where, and what is the job of the chairman, for goodness sake? You know, this is where people are confused.
Maybe I should ask you, what is the job of the chairman?
Because you see, the big picture or the big ideas or the big policies is the job of the federal government or the job of the minister, where you make big policies. The implementation of primary school, refurbishing of primary school, ensuring that the teachers are catered for, ensuring that there are tools for the pupils, environment. All the job of the chairman is under the constitutionality of the chairman. Primary health care is under the constitutionality of the chairman. Waste management is under the constitutionality of the chairman. Local roads, local lighting and rural housing, these are all under the markets. All the markets in Amak I investigated, they are all entrapped with multiple litigations. You can't even do business for progress. So this is where we are. That's why we're not progressing as a people. I remember one time I had a conversation with you right here. I said, I used to go to Kigali. Kigali is just a very small, Rwanda is a very small country. I was in Kigali a few weeks ago. Kigali is finer than anywhere in Europe as compared to where I used to go to 10 years ago. Everything happens right there in Kigali. I can tell you, the 1 week I spent in Kigali, President Jonathan came to hold a conference. Obasanjo came to hold a conference. Dangote came in with 200 people for training. Okonjo-Iweala came for training. The whole world is going there because there is an environment created for that. That is, Amak has 1.7 million people. Amak is vast and big. Amak does not even have a farm. We can't even crash the price of food here. This is why there is doubt. The dovetailing between traditional rulers, religious rulers, and the agencies of security to allow for peaceful coexistence is not on the table in Amak, because the leadership does not even understand what's going on.
Do you think even if you have showcased yourself as capable, but do you think you can do anything without the buy-in of the overall supervisor, the minister?
There are roles and responsibilities. The minister has some certain oversight function, but I will tell you, it was very embarrassing a few weeks and months ago, and this is online, where the minister was telling the man that is the chairman, that you can't even buy vehicles for the security people. It was very embarrassing. Telling him, don't go, stop naming the roads that I'm building. That's very embarrassing.
Wike talking to the AMAC chairman.
This is online. And don't forget that Wike was over a decade ago, Wike was one time a chairman of a local government, Obiakpo, if I'm not mistaken. So he understands the status quo. So that is why I said Wike is going to like me, because I am a person of project. And whether it's Wike, whether it's President Tinubu, whether it's APC, PDP, Labour Party, as long as you are there and all you want is the growth of Nigeria, as long as you are there and all you want is to ensure that Nigeria progress in education, in health, in all the things that will allow for us to have progress, then Dr. Moore is the man for the job. This is why I'm saying I understand what it means. I've lived in the place in the city where people have clean water. I've been in places where you can travel for kilometers into the bush where the roads are not just good, they're superb.
So what I'm trying to say, Dr. Paul, is even if chairmen are all out to work, if maybe at the state level, if the governor is not willing to release money to them.
No, in
Abuja, it's the same thing. And no, you know, we had a situation, I said it earlier in the first part of this program, that last year we had, protests by almost all sectors.
Yes.
In the FCT.
FCD is protesting right now. The Kekenape people are protesting right now.
So,
and nobody's attending to them. Demolition is going on. There is no human face put to it.
So don't you think you are putting yourself in trouble?
No, because
despite your skills and all that, you might be incapacitated.
Everything rises and falls on leadership. And I can tell you, it's about who is sitting on the table. Because leadership is the power to negotiate and fight for the common masses. I'm concerned about the suffering people of the FCT. Houses are being demolished. People are dying. Children are sitting on the floor. People can't do business, and nobody's responsible for it. This is my city. This is where I was raised, and we can't allow this to continue. I can tell you two things that can happen. I will negotiate for the people through the minister and through the president. And I told you, there are too many big institutions that are here holding funds that are meant for the people. We live in the age of knowledge. The ability to unplug those funds are part of what I have been trained to do. The experiences are there. And I'm telling you how I go abroad to bring equipment for hospitals and schools. What more would you need?
But don't you think the path you've taken so far might not likely take you to the promised land?
Why is that?
You are in ADC, Abuja. We know we have a minister who belongs to PDP or APC.
I don't know, but I can tell you,
okay.
ADC is the bride of the nation as we speak.
But is it the bride of the FCT?
It is the bride of the FCT.
How? Wike is the minister of the FCT. Of course, we have INEC. It's going to organize and implement the election. But you know, he is highly...
Is Wike contesting to be the chairman of AMAC?
But he will make sure that people from his political party, get there.
So you're saying that the people's will does not matter? What you're implying is that you're telling AMAC people that you're all useless, that
I am not saying it.
Your will don't count, that people, you can just be rubbished. And you're talking to highly trained, educated people. You're talking to grassrooted people. You're talking to Igbo people, Hausa people, Fulani people, Gwari people, Gede people. You're talking to Idoma, the thieves. You're talking to Nigerians, and you're telling them that whatever it is that you want does not matter, that even if you come out to vote, it does not matter. Is that what we're saying to the people? Are you
telling them that Wike will not have influence in the election?
I'm telling them that the will of the people, that the people will win, that ADC will lead, the people will win, and that we are here, and Dr. Moore is here to lead the people to a new AMAC that they've never seen before. You see, I think the issues and the problem is that when people find leadership, when people see somebody who is selfless, somebody who understands what to put on the table, somebody who is beyond the parochialism of political parties, religious groups, and tribal affiliation. People really don't care. Nigerians are just looking for a leader that can bring solution. We just want our children to go to school and come back free. We just want to turn up water and clean water come out. We want to turn up the light and we see electricity. We want to be able to move and have security. That's what Nigerians are looking for, regardless of your tribe and religion.
That is what Nigerians want, but
and that is
politicians, especially in the FCT, both the Villa, the FCDA, and others, this is a testing ground now, this LG election, because after this, there won't be any local government election until after the presidential election. So do you think even the Villa will look the other way and then, you know, just have your way under the ADC?
You see, because I believe that I am a nation builder and I believe in progressive evolution and the development of the people, especially Nigeria. I'm an irredentist where the change that is required for Nigeria is where the change for Nigeria is. I want to believe that the presidency knows what is best. Speaking to you right now, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu listens to me, he will vote for me. Because I believe that he wants Nigeria.
Vote for you under the ADC?
He will vote for progress. This is what progress is about.
Why did you choose to go to ADC
because
instead of APC?
The ADC, I believe, is a platform that allows for expression, for inclusion, for progress, for creativity. It gives room. When I read through the constitution of the ADC, I see 15% for PWD. I see 35% for women. I have 2 daughters. And I want to see women progress in everything they do. So when I look at that, and I also look at the fact that they want young people like myself to lead in the forefront, I think it's the viable vehicle that allows for the growth and progressive mindset and evolution and orientation for the people of Nigeria.
You earlier said some people told you that the minister of the FCT has his candidate. Are you not scared?
It was alleged.
Was alleged to have his candidate. But is there a candidate for PDP, for the AMAC election? You know the candidate?
You know, I am so focused that all I see is the victory for the people who are suffering.
Not the candidates of other parties.
All I see is those that have their salaries have not been paid. I look at the teachers who are suffering. I see the student who can't go to school. I see young people who are wallowing in poverty and in penury. I see in Nigeria where young people can't even buy bread. Bread is 2,000 naira. This is why you can see the energy across AMAC is looking for expression, is begging for a leader that will lead them from the grassroots. This is all I see in front of me.
Okay, I give you just 10 seconds to talk to INEC about the forthcoming election. Just 10 seconds, please.
Elections are more than just voting. Elections are the heartbeat of our life and the nation. And INEC, you play a very pivotal role where this is concerned. I just want to remind you that you are not a player. You are a referee, so you can't wear any jersey. What is expected of you is to uphold the dignity and sanctity of what you signed up for every one of you in INEC. The life of the new AMAC, which will upturn everything, livelihood and the change that Nigeria is looking for, is in your hands come the 21st of February.
Thank you.
Do the right thing, and so Nigeria can move forward.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Moses Paul, environmentalist, activist, and the ADC candidate for AMAC chairman's position. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And we hope to have you maybe before the election or thereafter.
It will be a pleasure.
And viewers, that's a wrap on today's package of Daily Politics. Join us tomorrow for another interesting edition. From here, Hamza Idris, good night.